What's up guys, Moist Critical here. I'm making this video because I know a few people who are looking at their ranks, or having their rank looked at in a way that isn't very positive, and I just want to talk about it, kind of the rank toxicity that goes on in Overwatch, and why we should probably avoid this mindset entirely. These are talking points and not really a script, so it could be kind of rambly at times, and I apologize for that, but it's kind of the best way that I work. I don't want to write too much before I get talking. It's less sincere, I feel, and doesn't sound quite like me. So, here we go. The first point to make is that you are the rank that you are, no matter what. If I open my profile right now, GM2, Diamond 3, Masters 4. Those are my ranks. If you say that I'm a Masters 4 tank, you're absolutely right. That is what I am. Even though I have played in top 500, I am a Masters 4 tank, right? That's just how it is. And you can justify the reasons however you want, right? Like, I don't play tank as much as my support. So obviously I don't know how high I could possibly get with tank. But the same thing goes on the other end. People are being told, telling you, oh, you are this rank, but you should be even lower. If your rank reflects that you're a higher rank, ignore these people. You are the rank that you are. And usually if people say that, it's because, frankly, it's kind of jealousy. It's usually what I've seen. Best to be ignored. If you're doing this habit, try to stop it because it's not very healthy. It's not healthy for people that you're talking to. It's not healthy for yourself either, because it is kind of delusional. Next point to make, you're a silver player, right? This is kind of just like people talking in-game, on ladder, oh, you're a silver player. That doesn't mean that you don't know what you're talking about. It can mean that. It can mean that, that you don't know what you're talking about, but usually what I've seen is that players can be very understanding of what is going on and what they should do when you ask them. When you get into a VOD and be like, well, why did you do this? And they say, I don't know. When you ask them, okay, where do you think you should be right now? And they can tell you the answer right away. But they don't play that way, right? The point is here, even if you are a silver player, ignore the comments of, oh, you're silver right now, right? You are growing, right? You are trying to improve. And that actually leads us to our next point. It's our biggest point. You play to improve. When you improve, your rank will follow. When you stagnate, your rank will remain the same. And when you become big baby rage like I did sometimes, your rank will drop. Absolutely. If you don't have a good mental in Overwatch, you should not be playing the game. Like, I don't mean you should not be playing it ever. I'm saying you should be in a good state of mind when you play competitive. Because you're trying to improve. You're trying to improve your gameplay as a whole, at a macro, at a micro level. You're trying to learn more. If you're at a lower rank, that means learning all the heroes, learning all the cooldowns, and I do mean all of them, right? You need to know, like, specific interactions that heroes have, good spots that they have, like broken ball glitched spots. If you're playing against a wrecking ball and they know these tech spots, you're going to be destroyed by them at higher ranks, because they will use it. They will learn it on their hero. And it's unfortunate, right? Because you have to learn all the heroes, all their gimmicks, and they only have to learn the gimmicks for their hero, but they've also learned yours. So keep that in mind. You gotta adjust around other people. But always, I'm just gonna reiterate the point, you're playing to improve. If you improve, the rank will follow. Next up is the rank shaming discussion. This is just a pathetic and kind of sad thing that Overwatch players do, where they, peek at somebody's profile and they're like, it's like if I went up to like a silver player and I was like, bro, you have to do better next time. I'm a former top 500 player, or I'm a top 500 player. You don't know what you're talking about, right? You can, like, oh, I'm top 500, you're silver. Your point's invalid. It's not always the case. I have seen many top 500 players, many GM players, who could not be more clueless about comps, meta. They just could not be more clueless. And what they have, and you usually examine it in the gameplay, is very, very good mechanics. And that can carry them to a very high rank. But when it comes to like actual knowledge, there's a certain point that they will stop improving because they believe they know it all. They are not willing to adapt. But you are. And so you will keep growing. And Overwatch, by the way, is not a game where you need mechanics to function well. Game sense, setting up before fights, things like that, positioning, way, way, way more important, in my opinion. You can press one button on support and change the outcome of a fight, right? Oh, I pressed E, 2 purple. Then your team just walks in and gets 2 picks because you pressed one button, right? You timed it around the Kiriko's Suzu. You saw the Kiriko use Suzu. Oh no, they can't cleanse it. So you get your Ana. Oh my goodness, you hit the nade. Your team is following up. You're DPSing. You just won the fight with one button. It is literally that easy because all you have to do is look at it, press your button, get value. The problem is learning how to do that, learning to be patient, right? And a lot of people aren't willing to do that, and that's fine. But if you are willing to do it, you're going to see the results. This comes across a 5th point, by the way, which is everyone has their ups and downs. You don't perform 110% every day at work, school, you know, the gym. So you shouldn't hold yourself to the same standards that you do in a video game, right? This is a competitive video game, right? People are trying to win all day long. They get up early in the morning. You have people who are strategizing, learning, no-lifing, essentially, and it's just how it is. And these are the people you're going to be playing against. Some people who just spend 8 hours a day on the game. So, if you aren't performing 110%, that's fine. You're human. Just try to do the best with what you have. Try to focus on your little micro adjustments. Like, okay, I'm playing my cover as my Ana. I'm looking for some damage. They have a Widowmaker, so I have to be very careful. Stuff like that, you know? And then some extras. These are mainly tips for climbing instead of about rank shaming and all the stuff that we've been discussing earlier. But tips for climbing, don't micro your teammates. If you are solo queuing especially, don't micro. Just kind of talk strategy with your team and be like, here's kind of my idea of how I want to play. You know, I want to get to the high ground if the tank can help me contest that as a support. Or as a sniper, I want my tank to help me contest this high ground. If we get that high ground, we can win. And if your tank ignores you at that point, not much you can do. You can go to the next game. Overwatch is a very random variable game. You have 4 random variables in solo queue. And the only thing you control is yourself and how you adapt to your team. If your team wants to play Brawl but you want to play Dive, you play Brawl. Because that's how it works. You don't try to play for yourself, you play for the team. If you start doing that, I guarantee you'll see results immediately. Oh look, they have Reinhardt. What goes good with Reinhardt? Lucio. Baptiste. Ana. Start picking characters that do well with other characters. Like, and especially so with the support lineup. If you pick a bad support lineup, your team is going to have such a hard time winning the game. Lucio Mercy. Very low heals. What does Mercy want to do? She wants to pocket and damage boost the target. If you want healing, why would you be playing Mercy? You play Moira. If you want pure heals and like no skill, and, like just sorry, I always say that Moira takes a lot of skill, like at a higher rank, because she gets like so much significantly less value as you go up. But if you're just looking for heals on Lucio Mercy, you're playing it wrong. Mercy is not a heal bot. She is a damage boost bot. She's looking to support a DPS, damage boost, and then if she needs to, she can go for a resurrect on a target. Well, tried to do it there but couldn't because I'm slow and not a Mercy player. But she's looking to damage boost somebody and keep that pocket alive. That's Mercy's job. The other thing is if you want healing, don't play the Mercy. You see the Lucio, you can play Baptiste. Oh, we want to play fast. Play the Baptiste. If you want to play fast, you can play the Moira. You can play the Ana. But think about these ultimates, right, that are just going to combo better with your tank. Baptiste's ultimate combos are so good with Reinhardt, right? He gets the 2 one-shot squishy kills with his fire strikes if he hits them right. And then you can keep walking up after that and get double healing as he keeps aggressing. It's really, really strong. It has great synergy with Rein. And if the Rein ever gets walled off, Baptiste has his Exo Boots. He can throw Immortality over the wall. The Rein stays alive. Oh, the Rein is here now. He gets the shift, he gets the heals, he gets the burst. He's back to full health. Such good, just such good synergy. What does Mercy do? Oh, he gets walled. I'm gonna look at my teammate real quick. Boost, and hold my heals. I hope he doesn't get naded. And if you really think 55 HP per second is enough to compensate, it's not. So start looking at your support lineups, start looking at your team lineups, and be thinking, how can I fill this the best to have synergy with my tank, to have synergy with my DPS? Ana has so much synergy and so much power. Baptiste has a lot of synergy as well. You really can't go wrong with some of these picks. There are situations where you can. Just saying right now, it's hard to go wrong with them. And you also need to learn like kind of off meta comps. Brig Zen, it's not as common. You don't see that much at lower ranks. But if your whole team is playing health packs, and your Zenyatta is kind of what you want to keep alive, keep that Discord up, you know, keep his damage alive, then Brig is the best thing. If you're playing Brig, Zen, Ball, Sombra, something like that, Tracer, Zen is going to probably be the target, and your Brig wants to be on top of that. And it's going to be a hard job for them. They're going to be trading a lot of backlines. And sometimes that's just how it is, and you're just trying to survive longer. I'm getting off on a little bit of a rant there, but let's get back on point. Don't micro your teammates, and make sure to encourage them when they make big plays. That's going to help them try to make the same exact plays that you encourage. Next point, be aware. Some people are thin-skinned in your games. You can respectively ask somebody, or respectfully ask for a swap that could better fit your team composition. You could explain it with a like Harvard level of education, and just still be told to kindly piss off. It is what it is. That's Overwatch, and players feel really entitled to their own view of the game. And I already talked about this, but play a character that benefits your team. When I got on my rant, running Reaper with Sigma, for example, doesn't make much sense. When your composition is dictated by mid to long range play, Reaper's close range, they don't fit together. They don't mesh. But when your composition like wants to go on a target and be very mobile, you know, you don't want to be playing like Bastion. It just doesn't make sense. Your synergy is not there. It doesn't matter what you want to play. It matters what your team wants to play. And also, how you know what you want to play is based on the map that you're on. Some maps are dive maps. Some maps are better for poke. Some are better for brawl. You need to learn that. That's part of the Overwatch 2 growth, right? You need to know which comps are good for which maps. And understanding why is also like the biggest way that you can get better at the game. Last one for like climbing, use the ping system. I noticed that like nobody uses this, and I don't know why, because it's so strong. You just go like, oh look, Tracer there, and then your team can turn. If I hear the pings, I'm looking at that target, because that means, oh, that's the person that you're looking at. I'll look at them too. And that's just what I do. And that's why I feel like I can climb more. It's because I'm communicating things with my teammates. I'm ult tracking with my team, trying to figure out what's the next decision. You hit tab, you're like, oh, we have our Transcendence. Sigma probably has Flux. I'll be holding Transcendence for Flux, unless you're like in a situation where I really need Trank, right? Stuff like that. That is such a huge nerf on Zen, by the way. The Discord range. Look at that. Look how close you have to be. Okay. That's really all I have. That's about it. See ya.